All right, hello, Kuna. How's it going? I'm going to be going over some additional analysis over the primaries that just happened. Um, and I also got the Owyhee County down to the precinct level since Owyhee has demonstrated they are back in play. They cannot be ignored. And I also looked at overall voter turnout by the counties, and it was quite surprising. So Kuna, the short of it is Kuna, you guys really showed up for voting compared to the rest of Ada County. Here you can see in 2022, I just looked at Fulcher's vote as a metric, and you can see here that compared to 2022, which was a much sexier race with state level, like governor, lieutenant governor, superintendent, those kinds of races going. The turnout was a lot less. So in Ada County overall, it was almost 30% less than the sexy year. And then Canyon County was down about 15%, or about 16%. And then Owyhee, though, was the opposite, where it went up. It went up almost 13% or 12%. Uh, that is an anomaly. And so the question arises, what was the cause of this increased attendance by Owyhee counter to Ada and Canyon? And I think it would be safe to say it was the elections. Now, was it an overwhelming group of Owyhee County going against Melissa Durant, a revolt against Melissa Durant, and that Bruce Chris, really rallied the Owyhee crowd, even though he lives in Kuna? Or could it have been the I'm pretty sure Sean Nygert is he is involved with the Canyon County Republican committee there. So it likely, I'm just saying, it's most likely Sean Nygert is, especially when you start looking at the votes here. You can. Well, I'm not sure to what degree this means. I mean, it could be what's really okay. So it could be. It could. I think this could be a case for Sean Nygert, because what's interesting here is when you look at the total votes here, and I'm going to bring over this window. There were more votes cast in Owyhee County for the race between Sean Nygert and Tina Lambert than there were for Fulcher. And when you compare this with the 2022 year, you can see more votes were cast for Fulcher, which is he's the U.S. state senator. No, I'm sorry, not senator, representative, District 1. And in 2022, you can see here that it was less. So less people voted. So basically what you can see here, there's at least maybe about 100 people, a little bit under 100, let's say 80-ish people that went vote specifically for this race right here. It was not, that's contrary to the previous year. And then here is the same thing, I guess, because they're like, okay, well, we're here with Sean Nygert. I guess we're gonna vote for the other race too. So one could make the argument that because of Sean Nygert's push to get people, they also happen to vote for Chris Bruce. Like I said in the previous video, it was kind of a schizophrenic sort of situation. So anyway, that's one observation. Specifically regarding Kuna, and let's look at Ada County in terms of the number of votes that came out for those particular races. So Ada County, let's do Sean Nygert's one just because it's going to be closer. You can see here the difference is like 10%, right? A drop. Here, I'm gonna do another column. So Okay. Oh, look at that. It does it automatically. That's crazy. Oh, okay. Well, I think these will be, yeah. That looks even crazier when you're looking at it from just that particular race for total votes. So now I'm curious here. I want to do it here. And I think I can just copy this over. Okay, yeah. This certainly does appear it's Sean Dygert's race. Yeah. So hand it to Sean Dygert. So for this particular race, the one that Tina Lambert ran or won in, this was kind of the turnout difference. So wow, 20% more voters came out in Owyhee County than the sexy year. While I mean, yeah, okay. So here's the thing about these race numbers, because Fulcher Fulcher's entire Ada County. Owyhee is the only one where it's completely within District 23 for that race. But overall, what you can see is Kuna, which makes up South Ada County. They, you guys showed up. I mean, the rest of Ada County dropped like 30%, but Kuna was only down like 6% of total votes, 7%. Great job. Great job. And then Canyon County, when I was saying they let Tina down, the overall votes for Canyon County was only down 11%. So arguably, they didn't let her down compared to the rest of Canyon County, which was down 16%. But it wasn't as good as the rally from Owyhee County, 20% higher. That seems crazy. I haven't tracked, over a long time period. Everything is just relative, but compared to, Ada County's minus 30%, yeah, it seems pretty crazy to me. Okay, so, and then let's look at the race between Melissa Durant and Chris Bruce. Yeah, it almost looks like, yeah, there was a little bit of a drop, 7%, but even more so, just it appears Canyon County just had a lot less of an interest. But 14.771% drop still is less. So compared to the rest of Ada County, which was down like 30%, still Kuna showed up much better than the rest of Ada County. Owyhee County, it only went up like 13. Like, it looks like Melissa Durant could not really muster the enthusiasm that Sean Dygert did. And I'm looking here at overall votes. I mean, 1853, 1815. That's like 43 votes or something. So, but when you're looking at the differences here, almost, or at the end result being about 100 votes, that really matters. So yeah, I think from looking at this data, was it? I mean, it's not like Tina Lambert is rallying the troops of Owyhee to vote against her. So Sean Dygert really pulled it off, and I did check where he lives. He does live in Owyhee County, and I believe he is involved with the chair there. And I did see a post from him thanking all of his volunteers, and it was like a bunch of children. So I don't know if they went door to door in Owyhee. Oh yeah, we're gonna go through the precinct level information here. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure Chris did some. I'm not sure to what degree his ground game was in Owyhee County. Being a councilman for the city of Kuna, I would imagine that he perhaps focused on Ada County. I'm not exactly sure, but if he did minimal work or physical work in Owyhee County, for whatever reason, I don't understand. Owyhee County is, like I said before, it was a little bit schizophrenic. That 20% boost. I mean, you know, the thing is, if it wasn't, if let's say if Owyhee County was supposed to be like Canyon County, down 15%, but because of his, you know, push to get Owyhee County people to vote, this one compared to their sad showing the previous in 2022, there is a delta, right? So let's say they didn't push it, and it should have been minus 15%. Then you're looking at a delta. Well, actually, yeah, this is minus 15%. So that's basically 35%. 35% he brought in higher votes just with his efforts in the primaries. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, just to get Owyhee involved, that's incredible. And so, yes, could that have meant the unintentional victory of Chris Bruce? So remember, they kind of like ran, I think, in a little bit in tandem. I didn't really see so much. Yeah, I mean, maybe, you know, the pairing kind of went with Tina Lambert and Chris Bruce, at least for Ayaki, for some of the events. For Melissa Durant and Sean Diger, they were both backed by Ayaki and all of the ag businesses. So I don't know. That's just something interesting. Okay, so let's go back to Owyhee now. I mean, in terms of the Kuna portion, that's pretty much done. So I'm going to go a little bit deeper into Owyhee County in terms of precinct levels. Let me pull this up here. Okay. The tough thing is trying to get this video here in your screen. All right, well, I don't want that. And make it big enough so you can see it if you're on your phone. Okay, so let's take a look. This is 2022. So it's kind of irrelevant because they just didn't show up. So I may not be looking so much at that. I'm going to be looking at 2024 and trying to look at where if you were campaigning in Owyhee County, you know, where would the votes be? And actually, it'll be interesting because I'll need to compare this with the with Canyon counties. I'm not sure if they have a lot of precincts or what the density is in South Canyon County. Like, I'm not sure if there's you know, like a centralized city or something that you have like in Homedale. I mean, Homedale it's all pretty bundled up. You know, Homedale, you can see here, Homedale has North Homedale and South Homedale. So proximity matters, especially when you're talking about like meet and greets or door knocking. Homedale here, Marsing is another one. I believe, yeah, you see here that has two precincts, North and South precincts. Now, I'm not sure in Owyhee County if they necessarily split each of these precincts by population size or how they do it. So those are the two main ones. And then I guess I should have pulled up the Owyhee County precinct map. Let me see if I can find that. Okay, this just shows a list of yeah, I'm not seeing an accessible precinct map. So it does seem kind of somewhat self-explanatory with the names of the cities. So we'll just try and go through that. Okay. All right, so the total votes here, let's just stick with one race, 1853 here. This is Legislative District 23B. This is Sean Diger, right? He brought in the troops. All credit to him. Okay, so we're looking at 1853. I didn't make a spreadsheet of this one, so otherwise I could have done some percentages. So we're looking at kind of where you could focus on. I mean, obviously it's right here, right? So I'm going to take this 1853 number. Okay, yeah, so that's already there. I mean, that's 55% of the vote right there. So those two, just right there, Homedale and Marsing. If you focus your efforts on there, you already got 50%. That's a tough thing, when you're going door knocking. I mean, it's just not efficient to go out into these farm areas. So you can see there's quite a bit of votes there. So let's see what other ones. Pleasant Valley, you're just going to ignore it. Sorry. There's like 33 votes. Wilson, Murphy. I mean, it's a big zone. I mean, it goes all the way down here. I mean, the thing is, if you're having to also do Kuna, which is all the way over here, and then you're driving over here, and I don't know, it's South Canyon County where that cutoff line is, and you're trying to do door knocking. I'm not sure if you would just be driving all the way down here. I mean, it's hardly even a city here. Murphy, I think. Oh, here's Murphy. I mean, you're not. It seems like it's just a huge area. Let's see, Bruno, Grandview, and Bruno. Let's see what that is. Yeah, it's not that much. Grandview and Bruno. Wow. Yeah, I don't even know if I would bother going. That's so far away. You can see the distance here. I'm sorry, guys. Just Marsing and Homedale, you might even be able to hit that up, in the same day, with a single team, or busing that. I don't know how many homes you can. Yeah, I mean, you can, because you usually have a voter list of who the voters were. So I think these are likely dealing with numbers that are much more geographically. That precinct probably is just a lot larger. So the focus would most likely be Marsing and Homedale, and then in terms of efficiency, because it just costs money. Okay, so I think that's about it. Did Sean Digert, it appears, definitely brought the vote that won him. He 100% deserved that. If he rallied, he was the one who rallied the votes for that race. That's impressive. And any sort of critiques of me regarding his social media, obviously, social media only goes so far. Melissa Durant had a much, I guess, better theoretical social media presence than Chris Bruce, but Chris Bruce definitely had a much stronger ground game, and it appears, at least definitely in Owyhee County, or just it appears Sean Digert had perhaps a better ground game as well. I don't know the full details. I don't think social media alone, and the issues, the ag issues, the voting record of Tina Lambert, didn't weigh heavily enough. And then, Kuna, you guys showed up. Much better than Ada County. I mean, that's a difference of like 20%. 20% showing, 5% showing better than Canyon County as a whole. So, All right. We'll see. I guess once the precinct level goes on, my curiosity now is analyzing Canyon County more, taking a look at their precinct map, and analyzing how you could focus on that. With Kuna, it's just like, well, that I've seen that map. It's primarily, of course, in the center where all the subdivisions are. Okay, I think that's about it. Have a good one. Bye bye.